Hi everybody, Trace here. This is the first video I've even attempted to make in over 2 months. Sorry about that, but anyway, we're back. We're in the Cicada TBM in Russia. I forget the name, it's URWI, Uniform Romeo Whiskey India. Take a quick look here. It's in the middle of, I'll zoom out. Who cares what the name is? Nobody can pronounce the Russians' names anyway. See where we are? There's the Black Sea. We're in this Caucasus area. And we're going to Uniform Tango Tango Tango, which is Yuzhny Airport in Tashkent. I think that's Kazakhstan or Uzbekistan. It's in here somewhere. Preparatory to a trip over the hump down into India, escorted by the Premier, which has just landed at Yuzhny, having flown there from Baghdad. This is part of what I'm calling Eurasian Summer. I've got four of my 5 Carinado airplanes are involved in it, broken into 2 squadrons. The Southern Squadron, including the Premier and the TBM, which is going to go down into India and then across over into Southeast Asia, and a Northern Squadron consisting of the PC-12 and the Malibu Meridian Malibu jet prop. All 4 of them left London City Airport, which is my FBO, which I acquired on the day that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle got married. So I named it Harry and Meghan International Airport in their honor. Anyway, this is part of the Eurasian Summer flight. The TBM and the Premier are going to join up in Tashkent, and then they're going to fly up over the Himalayas and down into India in probably 2 separate locations. So that's the deal. This is a flight line flight. The airplane's gassed up. The flight line flight is started. So I guess it's time to get going. We'll start out by closing the passenger door, which I can only do using this damn thing. Carinado can be very annoying. Their doors don't work with push buttons anymore. The main door does, just by hitting the D key, which is what I've got all doors set up to. There it goes. Okay. Now let's verify we have full gas, which will confirm that the flight line flight is properly started. 301 gallons, 100% fuel. Yes. And the TBM partiers are on board, 6 of them altogether. And we're ready to get started. Go to the cockpit. Okay. Lights on. Taxi and landing light off. I normally have all this stuff in before I close the doors, but we're doing things a little differently today, apparently. Any of you who've seen any of my previous videos, the only way I can use things which use the mouse scroll wheel because of my uncoordinated fingers is with voice attack, which I have loaded and running. So we're going to, first procedure, see where it says north up there. That's not my favorite orientation. I want to switch that to track up. So we'll do this. Scroll up. Scroll up. Scroll up. If you don't do this in the correct order, you can really get lost in this set of menus. Okay, now it says track up. Now we want to identify the airport we're going to, which is, as I said, Tashkent, and its ICAO code is Uniform Tango Tango Tango. Scroll up, get a single cursor there, and Uniform Tango 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 confirms UUWI Tashkent. That's all good. Okay, that's in. We're ready to start engines. Parking brake set. Flight idle set. Wind them up. Introduce fuel. Get a look from the outside. Okay. Can't remember if this is the Tower Airport or not. I believe it is. Now let's get the starter off and get the fuel to automatic. Starter off. Fuel selector switch auto. That may work, it may not. Doesn't always. I'm looking at a tower right in front of the airplane, aren't I? So let's see. Yep.
Eurasian ground, November 8500 November with Quebec. Request taxi for takeoff, departing straight out. November 8500 November. Taxi 2 and hold short of runway 27 via taxiway. Contact tower on line 18.3 when ready.
And if anybody wants to know, we are apparently in Elista, Russia. And you saw it on the map.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 27 via taxiway 00 November.
Okay. See that. Louis. Okay, get the X key, get the mouse joystick, which once again part of my uncoordination. I do not get my hands on the regular joystick very well, so I've resorted to this. About the last 5 or 6 months, I guess, and actually I've gotten pretty good with it. Demonstration of a takeoff in a second here, obviously. Something else that's new, I just got yesterday, is FSX-WX weather, which has been around for a while, but I for the longest time have been using FS Real Weather Lite, which I've had for years. I got it back when it was free, the Lite. They don't offer a light version anymore. You got to pay for it. It's a pretty good weather system, but I'm an old-fashioned guy, and I've got this. I go from the days when the internet was brand new and everything was free, and I got spoiled. I hate paying for anything. And this FSX-WX thing is free, and it looks pretty good. The problem with FSX Real Weather that I've had was it's very squirrely. And it frequently causes FSX to crash. Geez, I overshot that a little bit, didn't I? Oh my goodness. Here, once again, I'm paying too much attention to talking to you guys.
Eurasian Tower, November 8500 November. Ready for departing straight out at runway 27. November 8500 Sierra, November. Cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff.
27, straight out.
One notch of flaps. Acknowledge clearance.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 27.
Lights up.
00 November.
Now I'm just going to shut up for a minute here and not screw this takeoff up. If I can ever find the damn runway that I apparently overran. There it is. Okay. So you can look at my sky textures and see what you think of them. They're more subtle, but I think it's an improvement. And it's using the latest version of Uzbek, and I'm hoping it'll be more stable. Because FSX real weather was driving me nuts. I think they're trying to get revenge on me for never paying for it. Not really. I'm sure they don't even know I exist. Come on, bounce her out, straight around. Jeez. Man, oh man, talk about P factor. Well, let's see how far to the left I'm holding it to keep it sort of straight. Let's get out of here. Hoppy takers. Okay. How's the rake? You're up. Now get to where I can see the nose. Get off mouse joystick. Autopilot on. Out. Yes. Okay. Scroll up 20. Scroll up 5.
Zero Sierra November. You are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Scroll up 5. Scroll up 5. Scroll down. Secondary click. Scroll up 2. Scroll up. So you guys can't see unless you're looking. There's right there. There's the little altitude indicator. So I'm set for 25. What? 25.5. Yeah. Now let's kick a little more climb in. Get the flaps up. Oh, you know what else we have to do? Okay, we got a few things we got to do. Let's get on something like a course. Scroll down 45. Scroll down 45. Now, let's get some oxygen pressurization going. Scroll up 10. Scroll up 10. I know next to nothing about pressurization. I admit it. I'm an idiot about it. I have found if I arbitrarily put in something over 9,000 feet, in this and any other airplane I've got that has it, scroll down 45. Scroll down 45. I won't get any alarms. If I don't do anything, I'll get the little red indicators and warnings and whistles and stuff. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Oh, come on. Scroll down 20. Yeesh. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. I do not use nav mode anymore. This thing a couple of days ago, I put it in nav mode and it went crazy. It just went all over the place. And you know what? In nav mode, it never was very good. It was always wandering off the course line. So you know what I've done? I'm just going to heading mode. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just manually putting her. I mean, I set up the course line. You know, there it is. That's my trek to Tashkent. And I'm going to place the airplane manually using heading mode. Place it on that line and fly the trip. Whoa. I'll put the nose down. I'm not going to fly very far. How high are we? 5,900? Flaps up, right? Yes. I'm showing a climb of 500 feet a minute. She can be sluggish sometimes. Set up the back. Where are we? Put the table up for the people. It only has one table. All right, 184. That's a little better. Okay. Oh, for heaven's sake. To gear up. No wonder she's being so sluggish. I made sure I got the flaps up. Ugh. See, I'm looking at the sky. And I haven't doctored this, I haven't touched this weather. This is just FSX, WX weather working. I really kind of like it. I think it's pretty authentic. Okay, now let's put the nose up a little. Criminy sakes, we should be able to climb 1,000 a minute at least. Oh, I never did go to 2X, that's what I was going to do. So with all the Carnado airplanes now, I'm going to using heading mode because every one of them wanders off course in nav mode anyway. And this one is really bad, as I said. It just a little more climate. It just went crazy the other day in nav mode. So I just went to heading mode, and it settled right down. And I realized, you know, with this moving display, I'm looking at it constantly anyway. It's pretty easy to adjust to it. I thought, well, for heaven's sake, why don't I just, you know, go to heading mode, quit trying to be fancy. Scroll up 10. See a little airplane going around on the course. It's an acquired skill, and I'm learning it. I do not have it down yet. Scroll up 5. Scroll up 5. Sound system's not being very cooperative today. Scroll up 5. Scroll up 5. How's the wind? 267. Right on the butt. Scroll up 5. Now, sort of as a rule of thumb, you know, anything where the line is not outside of either one of the wings on the little airplane is pretty much okay. You know, it's easy to keep yourself from getting. So now I've got it pretty well, it's pretty well nailed right now. Let's just see what it does. What's our scale of our map? I think it's probably 50 miles. Yep, 50 miles. So we'll just see how that looks for a while. Look around. See, I'm just getting used to this. This deck this is unusual, but I like it. It looks good. I think it's real. It's realistic. I'll give you a look at the from here. Yeah, where is it? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. There's what it looks like. FSXWX 1.6. You got to kind of know what you're doing a little bit. I mean, I know what that's exactly where I'm at. I know what I'm doing a little bit. You don't got to be a major expert, but you've got to know how to get into your FSX config file and make some edits, and you've got to have FSUPIC 4.9, which I think anybody running Windows 10 pretty much does, especially if you're running either FSC or Flightline. So anyway, there's what you manually connect, load the SIM first, and then you manually connect this. It'll give you the option to reload. I've taken that once or twice, and I haven't had an issue of worried about. I've got it connected to this current time. Let's put the SIM time and see if that changes anything. I don't see why it would. Okay. So meanwhile, we're continuing to fly. See how the climb's going. It's going all right. No pressurization complaints. And I'm going to climb to 25.5. Before a couple of days ago, before I stopped using nav mode, it was not capturing the altitude at all. It was just busting right through it. Ever since I've done this, I haven't had that happen one time. It's been perfectly well behaved, and we're about to get another test of that. Climbing at 1,500 a minute, holding that airspeed. I'm going to lower the nose a little bit. Where that number right there, see the pointer? That's what the climb is. Now, right now, it's 1,100 a minute, 1050. I'm going to leave it there and finish climbing. I'm gaining airspeed very slightly now, which is what I was hoping for. That's translating to a ground speed of 283 knots, and I'll betcha when it levels out, not much wind up here. When it levels out, I'll have a ground speed over 300 knots. See what the airplane's doing. Scroll up 5. Get her lined up. Get her back on course a little better. Scroll up 5. What's the wind direction now? Oh, change 215. Oh yeah, it's coming more from the right. That's why it's pushing the airplane left. Okay, so I've corrected to the right a little bit. Let's see how that does. 25, 400 feet to go. There's the alt button. Now there should be a little white light which appears right to the right of the alt button when it captures the altitude, which should be right about now. Oh, please do it. It's not doing it. Showing me something. This is showing me something. I don't like this. This is exactly what it was doing, and I was blaming it on nav mode. Get her down to normal. Capturing whatever altitude this is. This is exactly what it was doing before. See, I didn't capture the altitude before. That might be what the trick is. Scroll up 5. Scroll up 5. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 5. See, I've gone to 100 feet mode instead of 1,000. Okay, putting in about 1,000 foot a minute climb. Airspeed 261. That's a disappointment. So that tells me that nav mode, scroll down 10, scroll down 5. Nav mode was not to blame for this. I think that this is the way the airplane is. You've got to see it acknowledging altitude select as you're climbing. Level off just a couple of 1,000 feet up. Get that white light to the right of the Alt button. Then click the VS button and climb back up to where you want to go. Okay, let's go back to 2x. This is a complicated airplane. Its saving grace is that it's an awesomely good performer. This is an airplane that more often than not you will find over 300 knots ground speed. Well, it's 290 right now and it's climbing. I mean, this airplane is an awesome flyer. It is complicated and it's a little bit squirrely, and sometimes it pisses me off. It just pissed me off just now, but scroll up 10. It will deliver some performance for you. All right, as you can see right there, that's the altitude, that's the target altitude. Now we should intercept that and level out, and the little white button that you're not seeing, the little white light to the right of the Alt button will light up. Looks just like these. I think what I should do, if this happens in the future, instead of trying to click in the Alt button, is lower the climb, retard the amount of vertical speed, and then click it in. Because you saw it took a pretty violent reaction there. I hate violent reactions in airplanes. There's no violent thing an airplane can do, unless it's a military airplane, that I like. Scroll up 5. Scroll down 2. And I don't have any military training. Alright, 25.3. 25.4. I'm not into killing other aviators, even if they are from crappy countries. 25.4, where are we? There you go. Lit up. So it has captured 20, even before it hit the altitude. That's alright. It has captured the altitude. You know what else we can do? For heaven's sake, is go to 850 mode. Could have done that during the climb. Prop is set at 81%. That'll do. Take this down to, see how it likes 80. I like a cruising setup with a fuel burn of 47. Right now it's at 53 gallons an hour. I'm sorry. I'm looking right here. See the fuel GPH says 53. Let's take it down to 47. That'll be what? 78 now. Okay. 76, there's 50, 74, there's 49. We'll leave that be. Okay, set up that way. With the wind, 212 at 19, not terribly much. 212 right about there. It's almost coming off the side. It's not, it's helping, but not very much, and it's not a very strong breeze. I'm still getting 311 knots ground speed. So that's kind of what I mean. This thing's a rocket. Scroll down 5. But it is a high-spirited filly. Scroll down 5. And it's really pretty. I like it. Now look at those clouds. You know, it's not really thick, bad weather. It's good weather. That's just what the weather, the Metar forecast that they're getting right now tell us. But man, that's nice detail. Puffy little cotton balls. You know, if it's going to be stable, that's the most important thing to me. That was the biggest problem with FSX real weather, which I've used for years. But if, you know, some days it decides it just doesn't want to load, it doesn't want to run. It'll take Flight Simulator right down. I had many crashes, and finally that last year, big problems with crashing. I was blaming the flight line client and blaming everything else. Scroll up 5. Scroll up 5. And I finally, after doing a lot of stuff, taking all my scenery out, all my scenery files out, which are still out, and that might be the best thing anyway. Scroll up 5. I've finally come to the conclusion that FSX Real Weather was at the bottom of it. And so I quit. What I would do is load it, so it'd load the weather, and then quit out of it. It would keep whatever weather it had loaded, and I'd fly along with that, and that was fine. Scroll up 2. But if you like just keep it running for a whole flight, it'll take the sim right down. It was getting where that was happening 1 out of 3 times. You know, that's just not acceptable at all. Okay, so I'm showing, as you can see here, 205 knots of airspeed, and I'm getting 307 knots of ground speed with the wind blowing 17 knots from just aft of the right side. So in my book, that's pretty good performance. Something else that's new, and I'm doing it in all the Carnado airplanes now, is learning how to set up the freaking GPS. The ILS for ILS approaches, which it means I'm having to get a little better with the nav radios, which I am. It's not so much a deal with this airplane, with this Garmin 1000. Scroll down to. But I'm learning how to tune the radios in a Garmin 530. You know, in legacy airplanes, the radio tuning was done on the panel, and with the Carnado airplanes, it's all done in the Garmin. And I never even paid any attention to that. It's actually been available in the Garmin for back to the 500s and for quite a while. Scroll up, and I never used it. But now there's no other radio tuning available, so I have to use it. Okay, let's get going. We're 3 hours away. So. We'll go to 8x for a while. That'll make this 20 minutes of real time. You know, and I'm terrible at editing these videos down to, I mean, my videos, if you look at them, they all run over an hour. And you know, one self-criticism I have is looking at what other people set up. They're all like 20 minutes. Scroll up to, you know, my answer to that is, hey, you can be your own editor. You can click in on the little progress bar anytime you want to. Zoom ahead. You know, so many of my videos are just like this. I'm just sitting here bullshitting, you know, and it's not particularly interesting, I know. I don't even know why I do it, frankly. Scroll up to, I don't know, why do you even watch them? I'm bored. No, I'm not bored at all. I just constantly think you guys must be terribly. Scroll up to, what's the wind doing there? Not much. Scroll up to, scroll up to. Let's see, where are we? Let's have a look. World view. We are in over a piece of water, obviously. The Caspian Sea. There's where we came from, this area in here, between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. Where we're going is over in here, not too far from where the mountains start. There are the mountains there, obviously. I'm sure you guys are watching the pointer, right? Okay, so that's the deal. Yeah, I really like these clouds. And as I said, it's steady as a rock. Fuel and balance, okay. See, it's not that bad. I've started with this airplane. It'll show you fuel imbalance. There's the amount of imbalance. It's probably still taking from the wayside. It is. It'll go down to 2 hash marks differential. You know, I used to think, oh my God, I can't, that's intolerable. Scroll down 10. But then it'll flip. It always flips. It's not going to let it run out of gas on one side. So I'm getting a little more calm about it. Yeah, I really like this. I'm really going to be interested to see what it's like going over the mountains and then down into India, which is always foggy. I'm expecting some really crappy visibilities in India because that's what I always get in India. It's that jungly climate. It's down low. It's very humid. I mean, it's always 2 mile visibility or worse. Okay, there's the airplane, the little red cross. I always think this is such a mess through here. It's not very well built up, of course. So, like, where is Tashkent? I mean, not sure. I think it's in this area here somewhere. It's around in here somewhere. There's the mountain starting. And I don't know. It's around in here somewhere. Sorry, that's the best I can do. Be interesting to try a sailplane with this new weather. Now, is it taking from the 2 side? It is. It's taking from the near side. It's still saying fuel imbalance, but look at it, it's less of an imbalance. So it's taken from this side now. It's coming into a better balance. Scroll up 10. Scroll up 10. Scroll down 10. Scroll down 5. Scroll down 5. Scroll up 2. Scroll up 2. Scroll up 2. Scroll down 2. Scroll up 2. Scroll up 2. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down 2. Scroll up 2. Scroll down. Ooh. See, that scared me. You know, in previous, I think it's the weather program doing it, but like FSX Real Weather, when it did it, that was it. It was locked up. You know, here, it'll do that for a second. That's not the first time I've seen that. It'll do that. You see it, it just went, everything went still. I thought, oh shit. And then it let go. And it's fine. I'm fine along. See? Okay. It's fine. Boy, that scared me because, as I've said, scroll up to, with FS Real Weather, once that happened, you were toast. Your flight was over. And, you know, if you're flying with a client, with the FSC or the flight line client, too bad, you lost your flight. Scroll up to, if you're just flying along, you know, what you need to do is just keep saving your flight every 10 minutes. And then if it crashes, well, you only lost 10 minutes worth of flying. Just go back to it. But with a flight line or an FSC flight, you've lost the whole flight. Scroll down. And there just ain't nothing you can do. balance again. Now it's the away side that needs it. It's still taking from the to side, and it will continue to for a while until that becomes more of an imbalance. No problem. You know, if you're worried about a fuel imbalance, that up here where the fuel selector is, right there, there is the manual change switch. So it was taken from the to side. Now it's probably going to be taking from the away side, I hope. Nope. Wait a minute. Let's get it to where it is taking from the away side. It might not just take, might have just not. Here, I saw it flip. It should be taking from the away side now. And it is. See that right there? There it is. So you can manually do it, but if you just have to wait a little longer and it'll do it by itself. Scroll up to whoops, they're just doing it again. Whoop. Whew. Okay. Outside of the west at 24 now. Let's have a look at that. Well, that's right on our butt. That should speed us up, and yeah, we're getting 328 knots. With 207 of indicated airspeed at 25,500 feet. With the wind on our butt, we're getting 328 knots of ground speed. That's cooking. Scroll up 5. Just off the right quarter a little bit. Scroll up 5. Scroll down 5. Scroll down 2. Okay, time to get on to, holy jeez. Time to get on to 4x. We're gonna get out of 2x pretty quick. Now, standard procedure, at 100 miles out, we would go to 2x. So, let's see, we're 21 minutes. It's time to start descending now. Scroll down 10. Scroll down 45. Secondary click. Scroll down 10. Scroll down 5. We're in VS mode. Every click is approximately an additional 100 feet of either up or down. So we're needing to descend a little faster than 1,000 a minute. We're only 18 minutes out, and we're descending at 22,000 feet. So you can do the math. There's some 3-to-1 or something rule of thumb about this sense. I forget exactly what it is, and I use the simple way. If you're at 20,000 feet and you're 20 minutes away from the airport, according to that, what the GPS tells you, then set up a descent at 1,000 feet a minute, and you're going to get to the airport exactly right. So I'm 17 minutes away at 18,000 feet. Now I'm going to slow the descent down. It's caught up to it. Oh, and it's time to go to 2x. Holy jeez, yeah. I use a rule of thumb at 100 miles out. I'm going to go to 2x, and I'm down to 70 miles out now, so I should have long since done it. Scroll up to okay, time for a terminal briefing. We're probably going to be using 26 right, which is what we were using coming in before in the premiere. And that was just like an hour and a half ago. And this is real world weather, so it's probably going to be the same. Wind 270 at 3, yep. Good viz, light clouds, blah, blah, blah. 1434, and we'll be using 26 right, which is 1085. Is that correct? Verify that. 1085, yes, okay. So, now with my newfound tuning skill, scroll down. Scroll up. Scroll up. Scroll up 2. Scroll up. There we go, 1085. Make it the active radio. There we are. Okay, now flip this to scroll down 10, 26. You're all set. We're still 57,000. Excuse me, 57 miles out, 56.7. 2x. And obviously we have good VFR conditions, but I'm just getting more and more practicing using the ILSs in these Tornado airplanes with pretty much success. see what happens here. We want to be within probably 31 miles or less of the destination, which is indicated right there above the button. See where it says 52.1? That's how far away we are. And as with all ILSs, you want to be around 30 miles out before you're going to get a reading. And you want to be about 21 miles out before you're going to get a glide slope reading. We're on heading mode now. We're all set up. We're on the correct frequency, 108.5. As soon as it's reading, we'll be looking good. And that should happen, as I say, we're 40 miles out now, right around 31 miles out. 1444. Scroll down 20. Oh, whoops. Scroll up 5. Scroll up. So we're in increments of 1,000 feet a minute. I said scroll down 20. I was thinking that would be 2,000 feet in 100-foot increments, but it went right down below the ground level, so I had to adjust it back. No big deal. So the field elevation is 1,400. So we're going to want to be at our top of descent will be 4,400. Right now we're descending to 6,000. We're 40 miles away. So in 3 miles we're going to go down to 1/2. 3 miles or so. This town we're going to, Tashkent, Uzbekistan. I believe it's Uzbekistan. This is a major historic stop along the old Silk Road from Western Europe to China. This is the route Marco Polo took. So it has important historic significance. Historical, contrary to what 99% of the rest of the world thinks, is not correct English. The word is not historical, it's historic. Check me out on that. Everybody, and I mean everybody, presidents, legislators, college professors, that I heard says historical. It's not a word. There are other things that end in AM. Problematical. That's not a word. Problematic didn't used to even be a word. It's gotten so commonly used now that you might as well just say, yeah, it is. That's how words become acceptable. Because everybody uses them. And idiots like me that start spouting a bunch of grammar crap, are basically full of shit, because what's correct is what becomes used and accepted. But it used to be that historical was not a word. See, aren't these videos of mine interesting? You thought you were just going to get a conversation or to watch a flight simulator flight. And now you're getting an English grammar lesson. And you foreign guys that English is not your native language, just forget everything I said, because I'm full of shit. I don't have any idea what I'm talking about. Native English speakers, I could tell you the same thing, but you already know that, so no problem. Scroll down. I forget where I was. Secondary click. Scroll down 10. Scroll up 5. It didn't work. 1444. Let's just leave it at 5,000 for now. Scroll down 20. We'll start paralleling the runway. We're reciprocating. Scroll down 10. Scroll down 10. Okay, we're flying a reciprocal course. 17 miles out, we should be reading it. OGS, why not? Wait a minute, how close are we? We haven't crossed the plane of the, no, we're getting it, we're reading it. It's saying no glide slope because see where we are? There's the plane at the run of the airport. We're gonna need to cross that and get on the other side of the approach before we start getting a glide slope. Now let's make sure she's gonna capture that altitude. 5,000. Come on, sweetie, light up. 640. There it goes. It was descending so slowly, I was pretty sure it was going to work. Okay. Now let's zoom in a little bit. Scroll down. Oh, let's call it tower. We're making an assumption here. Don't accept 26 left. UUWI UTTT Tashkent Tower.
Tashkent Tower, November 8500 November. November 8500 November. Tashkent Tower, flight by traffic, runway 06 flight, altimeter 3000. Flight right downwind, runway 26, right 00 November.
Okay. Forgot to go to 1X. I did that yesterday too. I gotta wake up here. That's not acceptable. Now, when the airplane gets a little bit past a perpendicular of the runway, like to about where my pointer is now, maybe not even that far, then by then I should have a glide slope. If I don't, I need to start checking stuff. But I think it's all right now. I'm only 11 miles out. Let's go left a little bit. Scroll down 10. Secondary click. Scroll down. Okay. Scroll down 5. Scroll down 5. 1444, that's what we want. All right, let's get to that. I clicked 5 times. Should work its way down to a drop of 500 feet a minute. There we go. Hold that, please. Okay, nice civilized descent. And there's the glide slope. It's going up as we're getting farther away, which is what you would expect. And see, there we are. We just crossed the plane of the runway. The plane of the perpendicular. So we're looking good. Will it cover an APR? It should. In one airplane, I just I think it might have been the Malibu. Geez, I clicked APR and it went nuts. It dropped off the altitude, it lost its heading. I just had to put everything back and do it manually. And I still haven't figured out what the problem was there or how to fix it. That's gonna have to be worked on. Here now I've got the APR on, which is what will, when I come around here, it'll capture the plane of the localizer and take me right in. 9 miles out. Scroll up 45. Start coming around now. So we're set up pretty good. We got our altitude, airspeed. We can use a little more because we're going to be dropping flaps in gear here. 15.7. I don't want to be any closer than that for sure. So we're not going to come all the way perpendicular just yet. Look at those clouds. I like that. I'm ready to accept that that's what the real weather is in that locality right now. And as I said, it's also very stable and very gentle. And it's very tweakable too. I haven't even messed with all the stuff you can do with it in terms of smoothing it or I don't know what all else. I haven't had a chance to really read it. There's, I'm sure, documentation, and there's a website and a forum. Scroll up 20. So I'm looking forward to messing with that stuff. Okay, I want to come over the numbers at about an airspeed of about 140. So I'm going to be bleeding off a certain amount of airspeed. I'm showing 197 right now. But as soon as I capture the localizer and the airplane starts turning in, I'm going to drop flaps in gear. And that'll slow it down a good bit. 16.5. Scroll up 20. Scroll up 10. Scroll up 10. This is pretty much bringing us in on it. 16.5, so we'll probably cross it about a distance of about 13 miles out. And in this airplane at this speed, that's fine. She'll turn back and capture the localizer and the glide slope pretty nicely, I think, at this distance away. It's a nice airplane. I really like this airplane. I just wish it was a little less squirrely. Okay, airspeed 202, ground speed 217. Just let it be until you start dropping stuff, hanging stuff out, and then we'll adjust it. Adjust altimeter. The airplane. There's the plane in the runway. Right about where that bend in the dotted line is. When I hit right around in that area, that's when she's going to turn. Airspeed is holding around 206, 207. That's fine. They're using the localizer. We're below the glide slope, which is what we want. We're looking good. Okay, she's turning. That's your flaps. Gear down. I imagine we're still going to just slow down a certain amount. Oh yeah. It should be around 60%, I'm thinking. Maybe less. There's 55%. Well, we need to slow down to around 150 anyway, so. Here's the glide slope starting to come down. When it hits the glide slope, the nose will lower and we'll pick up a little bit of. Is that us?
Cleared to land,
No.
runway 26, right, landmark 5459er.
We're not cleared yet. Okay, hitting the glide slope, starting to descend. Get a tiny bit more power. This is right about what I want, coming over the numbers. It's a big, long runway. I got plenty of time to slow down. Edging it off just a little bit. Runway in sight. Is a tad fast. I'd rather come over at 160 though than at 120. And it's starting to come down a little. You know, if I don't like this when I come over the numbers, I'll just go to 4 flat. I'd rather not do that though. I'd rather land with whatever I'm set up at, which is 1 notch right now. Which the airplane seems to be the most comfortable this way.
0, November, cleared to land, runway 26, flight. All the aircraft on final.
Yeah.
Cleared to land, runway 26.
It better not be a Cessna 172 like it was this morning. Do the same thing I did then. Go around and get yelled at, but tough shit. You shouldn't do that. It's a Grand Caravan. He's pretty far ahead. He'll have time to get off. This morning it was a Cessna Skyhawk, and they dropped it in like 1 mile in front of us. You know, I mean, would a real world controller do that? No. He cleared him to land, cleared us to land, and then told us to go around at the last minute. Guess what? This is my flight simulator. I ain't doing that. No problem. I just landed, just taxied around him. He's down. I don't think he's going to get off in time.
Landmark 5459er, exit runway when able.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Let's get set up. Mouse joystick. Autopilot off.
Landmark 5459er, turn next taxiway. 00 November, go around.
No, I'm not going to. Fuck you. Flight simulator air controllers uniformly piss me off with this shit. There he is.
00 November, did you copy?
Oh, shut up. Sorry, dude. Gonna have to go right through you, I think. No. Let's go around you. There, he's turning off. Might even be able to follow him.
Landmark 5459er, exit runway when able. 00 November, you are not cleared to land. Clear the runway. Landmark 5459er, contact ground on
I'll get on the next one.
121.7.
We'll get kicked out. I don't care.
121.7, landmark 5459er.
Reverse thrusters
00
off.
November, you are not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
Screw you. That's exactly what happened this
00
morning.
November, ATC services terminated.
Exactly what happened this morning. Air traffic controllers are humans, and they have a very tough job and they do it well. And the reason Flight Sim cannot imitate them is because it's a tough job and a computer can't do it well. They're making discretionary moves all the time. You know, if they had had a caravan that was ahead of me that was going to go in, they would have waved me out, said go out, go farther out, extend your downwind, and fine, okay. But don't have me on short final, and they've cleared everybody to land, and then they're going to tell me to go around. No, I don't think so. This is my world, dude. I know I have a terrible attitude. But other than that, pretty good flight, pretty good landing. I'm really happy with my new weather situation, so far anyway. And as I've said for about the 100th time, mainly just because it's so steady and reliable. It's not going to make my sim crash. And it looks pretty good. So here we are. And for those of you that follow some of my videos, because I've emphasized the Falcon 7X so heavily, you'll be happy to know that both of the Falcons are in London right now. And I'll be flying one or more of them pretty soon. I'm just getting this Eurasian Summer thing figured out. And I'm going to finish it, but probably in the next few days or so, one of the Falcons is going to do something. And I'll video that flight. This is the first flight I videoed in easily 2 months because I spent a lot of time with Air Hauler 2, which is a pretty cool thing. I'm giving it a rest because it's pretty demanding. But I like it a lot. But I haven't made any videos with it. That may change too, I don't know. So, anyway, the Southern Squadron is now all here at Tashkent. The premiere is in that hangar. And we're going to be off to India. When? I'm not sure. Not likely today. This is May, 23rd, 2019. But soon. Okay, lights off. Batteries off. Everything's off. Verified. Everything's dark. Okay. Well, that was a pretty good flight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't think it was any more boring than usual. In other words, very boring. But the weather looked good, and the airplane flew well. I'm figuring a few things out about the TBM, which is probably the second most difficult airplane I've got after the Falcon 7X, which I've been flying quite a bit lately. By lately, I mean the last months, and it's doing very well. So we'll be having another one pretty soon. Anyway, thanks for coming along, and we'll catch you later.